Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Colin's Court. I'm Colin, and today we are starting a new series on the most explosive shot in the game.
The forehand.
We just finished that.
The backhand.
What? No, the serve.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that. My serve is terrible.
Remember, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up and hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content. Let's get it. Serving is hands down one of the most exciting parts of tennis, and the greatest tool that a player can take with them onto the court. So let's get started developing our serve by addressing the most important and sometimes the most infuriating part, the toss.
What?
I didn't stutter. From my experience, the toss is one of the biggest struggles for beginners and is also the most overlooked by more advanced players. So let me explain a bit more. Your serve is the only shot in the game that you have complete control over from start to finish. In fact, the pace of the game is determined by the server's pace. You can go as slowly or as quickly as you want through your serve, and you even get to toss the ball to yourself. So what could go wrong?
Everything.
Here's why the toss is so important. You can see here as I shadow swing my serve that the head of the racket comes through this area here pretty consistently. This is the swing path that my racket wants to travel along. So if I toss the ball into that path and time the swing correctly, the racket and the ball just collide. If I toss the ball to a different place, my racket has to deviate from that path, thus making it less efficient and preventing certain key mechanics from happening. Also, take note that as I'm doing this, my feet don't move. If you are tossing the ball in the correct place, your feet will be still.
Yeah, that's not what I do.
Notice that I'm also not tossing the ball very high, really only about as high as the racket when I'm fully extended. So there shouldn't be any of this. Let's talk location. Location, location, location. Standing at the baseline, I'm gonna point my left arm straight at the net and my racket down the baseline. My left hand is pointing to 12 o'clock and my racket is pointing to 3. We want our toss to be at 1:30 or 2 o'clock, which is gonna keep the ball in front of our body and out in the court. In other words, tossing the ball between 1:30 and 2 o'clock places the ball directly into the path of our service motion. It is important to note that after we toss the ball, we want to keep our tossing arm up in the air. This will help us be more accurate and help prevent our front shoulder from pulling us down as we begin our motion. Lastly, as you're holding the ball, you just want to be cradling it softly. That way, when you toss the ball, it floats out of your hand. Be relaxed. The ball is your friend.
Might be yours.
Here are a few drills I highly recommend you do. For the first, stand with your tossing shoulder about 6 inches from the fence or backdrop. Reach up and put your racket up against the fence where the path of your swing will take it. Now without moving, toss the ball close to the fence and reach up with your racket, pinning the ball against it. You can see here that I'm not moving in order to accomplish this because I'm tossing the ball where the racket will be. I'm not tossing the ball too high or too low, behind me, or too far away from me. For the next one, we take our stance at the baseline. Using another racket, place it at the toe of your front foot with the head of the racket lying slightly inside of the baseline or at 2 o'clock. Now toss the ball up into the air and try and make it land on the strings of that racket. Even if the ball hits the frame of the racket, your toss will be in a great location. I grew up doing this exact drill, but instead of using a racket, I had to toss the ball into a bucket. I had to make that ball land in that bucket at least 10 times before I was allowed to even hit a serve. I would urge you to use the same standard.
It's gonna take forever.
Yep, that was the same thing I said.
But this is so boring.
Those two.
What's the point of this?
So that our serve does not inhale vigorously.
Your serve inhales vigorously. Being confident in your serve begins with having a toss that is consistently in the right location. It doesn't have to be in the exact same spot, down to the millimeter every single time. Not even the pros do that. But if your toss location spans the globe, it's going to be a long day. But I love to travel.
Not like that, you won't. So the next time you hit the court, give these drills a try and work hard on focusing in on getting that toss correct. It's going to make a world of a difference.
In the next episode on our serve, we will be getting into the mechanics of our swing. So hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. If you liked the video or found it helpful, please smash that like button down below. And if you have any questions, comments, or observations, post them up and I'll be sure to answer them. Thank you again for watching. I'll catch you next time.